Hello everyone, welcome back to Alteryx Tutorials. I am Mark Thompson. Today we're going to be doing a spatial challenge. We're going to be doing weekly challenge number 226, and the idea is that you're given the information from two offices. You've got the Latin along from Irving and you've got the Latin along from Broomfield, and the idea is to get the distance midway between these two, and the challenge here is to do it. Your challenge is to find 3 different ways to solve the same problem. And so let's go ahead and get on into it. The first way we have is we're going to take a look at these two, and we want to get the points first of all. What is the spatial point? So we get the centroid for those two offices, the Irving, California, and Broomfield, Colorado. Next thing, we're going to split them out. We're going to split them out and say location equals Irvine, which means the false, of course, is Broomfield. Then we're going to take and we're going to append those two back together. And what that does for us is it puts them on the same line. So you've got Irvine and you've got Broomfield. And notice we no longer need the Latin along, so let's just go ahead and get rid of them. And then what our job is we use the formula tool, okay? And we use that to create a line. What is the line? Create a line from centroid and source centroid, which are the labels on these, centroid and source centroid. And then we find, you'll see it's office line, so we create a line, and then the next formula, we take that office line and we find the centroid. So we find the center point, the midpoint of the office line, and what that gets us is a result that looks just like this, where we've got Irving, California, Broomfield, Colorado, and we've got the point right in the middle. And you can see the centroid is 111, 45, 66, and the y coordinate is 36, 802, 55. One method. Next method, we're going to take those 2 points that we created here, only we're not going to be flipping them side by side. We're just using them stacked top to bottom. And with that, we're going to go with a spatial tool this time. And we're going to go with a polybuild, and we're going to go with a sequence polyline. You've got 3 different choices here: hull, polygon, and polyline. And we want a polyline. And what is the source of that? Well, in this case, we're looking at the centroid. We're only looking at one column that uses that. And so we've got that, and then we've got the sequence field. And it really doesn't matter because there's only 2 points in this case. So it really doesn't matter if it's alphabetical or not alphabetical. We take a look at our point and we say location. We just need something to order so that it goes to the 2 points. And what we end up with is a line between the two. And then we slap this little information thing on it and we say, hey, what is the centroid? X and Y fields. The centroid, 111, 45, 66, 36, 8225. By the way, we put the spatial information up here too. That is how we got that right there. So in this case, we don't have, when you look at the map, it's not actually going to put the line there. It's just going to tell us what the X and Y is, which is find the X and Y coordinates. That's the challenge, right? Find the X and Y coordinates. In this case, we made a line with the formula tool, we found the midpoint, and then we got the information for the midpoint, centroid, X, Y. In this case, we used a polybuild, we built a line. Again, we got the centroid of the line, which is right here, right? Now, if you wanted to, if you really wanted to, I could go ahead and do something like this, which is create a point, centroid X, centroid Y, And boom, when we did this, it would give us this little point again. So if you wanted to see the map with the point, you could go ahead and do that. All right, let's go and move on to our third and final. This time, we're coming directly out of here with the Irvine and the Bloomfield, and we're not even going to bother with the geospatial tools. We're going to use the summary tool. We're going to say, hey, what's the sum of X and what's the sum of Y? And when you see that, you see that we've got the sum of X and sum of Y. Now, what do we do with that? We take and we divide X by 2, and we divide the Y by 2. And we now have an X and a Y coordinate. And you can see they're 111, 45, 66, and 68, 80, 25. It works the same way, and we didn't even bring in the geospatial tools. I will get rid of that. And again, if you want to, you could even take, and we won't have a line this time, but it will give us the point. So I can come over here. I could drop this on. I could run it. Oh, it wants me to tell. It thinks I'm looking at the X and the Y. So there we go. And boom, we can now see a map with that point. Doesn't do you much good, but it does give you the point. And I'm zooming out here, and it's slowly finding its way. And you can see that that's somewhere just outside the Grand Canyon when we look at this map up close. All right, there's your geospatial challenge number 226. Get the X and Y coordinates in 3 different manners. I am Mark Thompson. These are Alteryx tutorials. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please tell your friends. Please hit like and share. And of course, we always welcome your comments. See you next time.